Oh, this is scary. This part is scary, guys. We got a new update from Google, guys. They're introducing a new strike system to address repeated ad policy violations. So in this video, I'm going to talk all about it. You're going to know everything you need to know about it and pretty much my opinion on it, and pretty much if it's going to be very strict or if it's going to be very loose, because after reading it I do have a feel of how it's going to be like and what Google may or may not do, and overall how you can avoid it so that way you don't even get a warning for the most part. So let's get right into it. So if you don't know me already, my name is Aaron Bogle. I am a digital marketer and I run Google ads and Facebook ads for local businesses, helping them get highly qualified leads through Google and through Facebook as well. I talk about also, if you're a digital marketer yourself, how to get clients and grow your own digital marketing agencies. So if you're into that type of stuff, or if you just want to know the best practices with Google ads or the best practices with Facebook ads, be sure to hit a like on this video and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow and pushes it to a new audience, and it incentivized me to make more content just like this. So let's get right into the strike system. So overall, what it says is that we are introducing a new pilot program to test a 3-strike system for repeated ad policy violations starting September 2021. So they sent this, so this was made July 20th. So, there's still a couple more months until they actually do it. Warnings and strikes will be issued in violations of our enabling dishonest behavior, unapproved substances, and dangerous product services policies. This includes ads promoting deceptive behavior or products such as creation of false documents, hacking services, spyware, tobacco, drugs, weapons, etc., etc. You're going to get warnings and strikes if you're trying to sell some of these products. So I just looked through the whole entire Google Ads policy, and there's a lot of different things here. So it seems like these are the items that they're going to give you warnings and strikes for prohibited content. But overall, it wouldn't be too far-fetched to think that Google is going to also give you warnings and strikes if you misuse data, abusing the ad network, misrepresentation, and all that. So be sure to give a look at the Google Ads policies. I'll probably put a link in the description below to both of these so you can see. These types of ads have long been prohibited, but now we are introducing increasing penalties with each strike applied. So this means that if you make a Google ad and you're writing up an ad and it gets unapproved, or it's against a specific policy, like maybe you're a real estate agent and you make a housing ad and you say something that you shouldn't say, it seems like you're not gonna get a strike or a warning if you do that, because you could just recreate the ad and get it reapproved again. It seems like you're not going to get a strike for that. So if you mess up making an ad, or you're linking to the wrong page or whatever, it seems like you're not going to get a strike. But I still would just make sure that's all up to date and intact and in shape. So here's how the system works. So warning: if the first instance of the ad violating our dishonest behavior, unapproved substances, or dangerous product, no penalty beyond moving of the resulting ads. So pretty much what Google's going to do is they're going to give you a warning. First strike is the violation of the same policy you receive a warning for within 90 days. So this tells me right here, and you can also see here, that strikes expire after 90 days. So if you get a warning, just completely stop doing it for 90 days and you'll be fine, and your ad account won't get suspended. So after the first strike, the account will be placed on temporary hold for 3 days, during which your ads are not eligible to run. So that's it. Your ads aren't eligible to run unless you appeal it, which we'll get into a little bit. The second violation, so for the same policy, so what I'm guessing is that if you do dishonest behavior, you have to do it twice to get 2 strikes. But if you do dishonest behavior and inappropriate substance, do you get 1 strike for each, or do you get 2 strikes? So that is a question that I have. Maybe Google will clarify it. My guess is that if you do dishonest behavior and unapproved substance, it's going to be 2 like it's going to be strike one and then strike one, because they specify here violation of the same policy of which you received a warning for. And then the second strike, within 90 days. If you received a first strike within 90 days, so that means Google told you twice now to stop. The the account will be placed on temporary hold for 7 days, and ads will not be eligible to run. This will serve as the last and final notice. And then, third strike, you're out, just like in baseball. 3 strikes, you're out, you're gone. And then your account's going to get suspended. And Google's probably very good at, like, if you try to make another account, you're done. When a warning or strike is issued, advertisers will receive an email informing them of the violation. Once the advertiser receives the first or the second strike, they will be required to correct the violation and submit an acknowledgement form in order to resume serving ads. So pretty much Google's going to send you a form saying that you acknowledged it and that you fixed it. My guess is that if you have your account on hold for 7 days, if you submit a form, I'm pretty sure that you still have to wait the full 7 days in order to do it. I think they explain it down here. Strikes expire after 90 days, and the account is considered good standing if there's no additional violations. And then you can always appeal any enforcement decisions, which, if you feel that you've been wronged by Google, definitely appeal it. We already administer immediate account level suspensions when we detect egregious policy violations such as circumventing our system. So if you create a new account to bypass the multi-strike suspensions, phishing, or misrepresentation of the product or service to intentionally mislead users. Our goal is to increase accountability for advertisers, to encourage them to learn more about advertising policies to prevent future violations, creating a better overall experience. We will continue to provide resources in the Help Center to make it easier for advertisers to comply to our policies and optimize campaigns. In the future, we plan to expand our strike system and phase the scope more of our policies in. Oh, this is scary. This part is scary, guys. So that means that for right now, they're just focused on the big main three of this prohibited content, the strike system. But it seems like in the future, they do plan on probably incorporating all of this stuff. So maybe you may not get a strike for data collection now, but in the future you may. As you roll out our program globally, we hope to learn from early feedback and to improve our process as we scale. So that's pretty much what this is, guys. So pretty much if you do any of these starting September 2021, if you do any of these 3 bad things, you're going to get a warning, a first strike, and a second strike. And then if you get a third strike, you're completely out. And then, you make it another account. You probably have to get like a new computer, new IP address, move somewhere else in order to actually, get a new account with Google. Pretty much in my opinion, I think this is a great thing because, overall, Google wants to give people the best user experience. And if users aren't having the best experience, they're going to go somewhere else to get that good user experience. And these 3 things, I could tell you they don't give users good experience. I know that. If you're going to a landing page, it's something completely different. I hate that. I don't like that. So I think this is and the fact that they're giving you 3 strikes to do, if you're doing dishonest behavior, the fact that they're giving you like 3 warnings, do it and not get your ad account suspended is actually very lenient. I wouldn't be surprised if Google moves this to a 2-strike system. So how do you avoid this? Read the Google ad policies, and for right now, make sure that you're not doing any of these things, but I'm sure most of you guys are watching this video are not doing any of these things. But just know in the future that, these things are going to probably be in the strike system. And I can see data collection and use and misrepresentation being the thing that gets a lot of people. So when it comes to data collection, just make sure you tell people, hey, we are collecting this data for use for this purposes. So if you're collecting, lead information, phone numbers, emails, make sure you tell people that, hey, we need this information just to contact you. We're not going to share it in any way, shape, or form. And misrepresentation, so this can actually be a big one. So if you're like selling, let's say, vitamin A, and then someone clicks on that and it leads to an ad that sells magnesium, that's misrepresentation. So that could, be a very big policy that I see happening. All this other stuff, I could see not being too much of an issue. Copyright, just making sure that you're using, images that are your own or stock or free stock images for the most part. Um, and I'm sure healthcare, political, financial, those are always like you had to tiptoe in water. So if you're in those industries, be sure to read up on what to do. If you're in the financial, healthcare, medicines, legal, and political content. So I'm guessing with healthcare, that's like HIPAA stuff. I'm not sure exactly. Editorial, this could be a good one, so that way there's no spammy ads. Destination requirements, yeah, I could see this being, yeah. So overall, right now it's just the big three, which I'm sure 90, like 100% of you guys are doing. If you guys are doing any of these big three stuff, please stop watching my videos, to be honest. When Google expands it to make sure that it covers the whole policy, you just have to make sure your ads are in tip-top shape, and just make sure your ad account isn't spammy. Destination requirements, make sure your landing page actually leads to where it's supposed to go. That could be a big one. Make sure you meet the technical requirements. Ad formats is good. I would say, overall, my opinion, this is a great policy for the most part, but when they expand it, it's gonna be very finicky, and you're gonna have to be a little bit more careful. Make sure you set up things a little bit right with Google. But my thing is, if they're doing a 3-strike policy for the most part, you'll be fine. And even so, if you just have like a bad link to the landing page, Google will just be like, they'll just say your ads aren't running. I doubt they'll even give you a warning for that, since that's so small. So that is pretty much it, guys. That is the new Google Strike update. So if you missed the last update with Google of, they are getting rid of broad match modified keywords, click on the video up there, and I talk about a breakdown of that update as well, because it's actually it's actually been applied by now. So be sure you're up to date with that. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.